Hey you guys, I just wanted to come in here and share a little bit of the backstory of why I support the National MS Society. For some of you who haven't read my book or just don't know, my mom got diagnosed with multiple sclerosis back in 2003. I was on a deployment over in the Middle East, and I remember getting a letter from her. And in that letter, she was describing what she had, but neither of us had ever heard of it, right? So here I am deployed, I have a mission, I'm on the flight line, like I have to keep working, but I also began researching this thing called multiple sclerosis. In my journey, I was able to find out that there were solutions for brain health. Now, later on in 2007, while I was stationed at RAF Mildenhall in England, I remember my mom getting in touch with me and letting me know she just found out that she had contracted HIV. Now, because this was a terminal disease, not a chronic disease, her doctor was able to write a letter and have me come back to the States to help take care of her. She was living in Jacksonville, Florida at that time. Now, while I had learned a little bit about MS by then, I still didn't know a whole lot. I remember I had been reaching out to the National MS Society just to give some information and also to make sure my mom had the care that she needed. They were so helpful, especially when I moved back to the States. I was 2 hours away still, so I would go to work at night mostly. I was working night shift back then. And then I would come home, sometimes take a nap, but usually I wouldn't because I was kind of wide awake. It's just like any other shift, right? It's like when you get off work, you're not necessarily falling asleep right then, right? So a lot of times I would just drive at that point. I would take her to appointments. I started going through her medicine cabinet, but that's what started and sparked my passion for nutrition and protein. I learned that protein was so vital for not just brain health, but also hormones, because she also dealt with thyroid issues as well. So that really jolted my journey into nutrition. Along the way, I kept contacting the National MS Society. I was also volunteering with them at the time. So until my mom's passing in 2009, they were integral into helping me help her. They would tell me about classes for things like Tai Chi to keep her moving, because for anybody that's dealt with Alzheimer's, dementia, multiple sclerosis, any of those things, they're kind of similar in how they can affect people. So it's important to not only fuel our bodies correctly, but continue to move. However, with things like MS, it can really impact the ability to be able to move. So it's important to have people around you, if you're dealing with it, that can support you through that journey. But regardless, reach out to the National MS Society. But I'm here making this video because I need your help. This weekend coming up, I will be doing the National MS Society walk in dedication of my mom, as I usually do. So my ask is that either you join me if you're local. Actually, this is not an either or. This is a do both. One or both. I definitely would love for you to click the link and donate to the cause. Because maybe you haven't been personally impacted, but you now know someone who has. I also know others who are dealing with this right now. The National MS Society is vital. They have helped people so much, finding new medications, helping them with different classes, education, support for the family, which is huge. Because as caregivers, we must know how to take care of those that we care about. So my ask is that you will take a moment, click the link, and donate to the cause. Thank you so much, and have a blessed week.